Good evening. You're watching The Right Stand with me, Poonam Burde. We're coming to you live from the CNN News 18 Primetime studio, presented by Green Lamb Laminates. Dramatic events over the last few hours in the national capital, of just 5 days ahead of elections. Earlier in the day today, Delhi police seized a vehicle that had a label of the Punjab government. It was found near Punjab Bhavan. Punjab government was quick to defend itself, denying any role. They said this car does not belong to us. Why did they have to come out and give that justification in the first place? Because there was liquor, there was wads of cash that was recovered from that vehicle. BJP took on the Aam Aadmi Party, claiming that it was desperate to win elections. It claimed that the vehicle number is fake and forged and denied finding any record of the seized vehicle. BJP claimed that Aam Aadmi Party is desperate, like I said. Delhi police claimed that the car had a number plate from Punjab, to which the Punjab government said that it was forged and fake. BJP said that the Aam Aadmi Party government stands completely exposed to it. Delhi police further said that the vehicle was recovered, there was cash, there was liquor and there was pamphlets of the Aam Aadmi Party inside of it. The Punjab government said that the vehicle is registered in the name of Major Anubhav Shivpuri, who was posted in Army Dental College in Pathankot 3 years ago but is now a resident of Maharashtra. They also went on to say that the registered number, if you look into the records of the Punjab government, the registered number belongs to another make and model of the car, and the car that's seized is completely different. The BJP said that the nation's security and Delhi's security was at stake. A short while ago, there was a flying surveillance team of the Election Commission that was at Punjab Chief Minister's residence here in Delhi. This was alleged over money distribution claims that were made. A complaint was received that money was being distributed at Kapurthala Bhavan there, which is why this flying squad went there, is what the returning officer claimed. The FST was there outside Man's residence for more than 100 minutes. They were not allowed to enter, is what the team claimed. They then complained to the Delhi police that they were being obstructed from carrying out their duties. Punjab Chief Minister, meanwhile, who was on campaign trail, Bhagwant Mann, was quick to hit back. He took to social media to say that it was the BJP that was openly distributing money in Delhi. He went on to mention BJP leader and a contestant this time around, Parvesh Verma. He said, but even though that happens, the Delhi police and the Election Commission are only concentrating on the Aam Aadmi Party and conducting raids on Bhagwant Mann and on Arvind Kejriwal. This is nothing but an insult of Punjab and Punjabis, is what Bhagwant Mann went on to say. Anshul is now joining us live, getting us more details of what exactly transpired. He's outside Bhagwant Mann's residence in Delhi, Kapurthala Bhavan, where the flying squad team was just there a short while ago. There was a lot of back and forth, Anshul, as far as permission denied, then permission granted, then the FST team didn't want to go in themselves. What exactly transpired?
Well, the flying squad team of the flying surveillance team of the Election Commission had reached over there. Remember, they had received a complaint on the C-Vigil app, and according to the law, the flying surveillance team has to complete the investigation in 100 minutes and then update the details on that app itself. So they were present over here, right outside the Kapurthala house, where they were waiting for permission to be granted from the side of the Chief Minister of Punjab. That permission eventually came in after at least for 2 hours. The entire team was standing outside. Once the permission was granted, 2 members of the FST and along with that 8 members of the Delhi Police Security went inside the residence. But in nearly 20 minutes, the entire team came out. They claimed that once they entered inside this main gate, they were not allowed to enter inside the residence or out here at Kapurthala House. They were not allowed to enter inside the property. In fact, several rooms inside this property were locked. When they asked to open these locks, the permission was denied. In fact, the Kapurthala House sources are telling us the contrary version in this entire story. They are saying that the Election Commission officers, once they got inside the residence, or the FST officers, once they got inside the residence, they did not go inside the property. They received a particular phone call and then they left from here. Now, while leaving from here, the FST team spoke to the media and they have said that they haven't been allowed to carry out their duty. They will go back to their office, make a detailed report and will submit it to the Election Commission. So, which means that troubles for Bhagwant Mann and the Aam Aadmi Party could likely rise because not only the Election Commission is now liable to take action, but also the Delhi Police is also liable to take action because the staff over here has stopped a government officer from performing his duty, and this is something that is against the law as well. So in all likelihood, the Delhi police can also register an FIR in this entire matter and then start an investigation in this entire matter as well. But at this point in time, as we speak, the FST team has now left from the residence of Bhagwat Mann. They have gone back to the office. They will make a detailed report and then file the submissions to the Election Commission regarding what transpired over here over the last 2.5 hours.
Do keep a track of when that report comes out and if any action is taken on either fronts by the Delhi police or by the Election Commission. For the moment though, Anshul, thank you so much for getting us the latest. But it's not just the back and forth that we're seeing between the Delhi police, the Election Commission and the Aam Aadmi Party. There's another fight that's brewing here in the national capital in the backdrop of elections. This is over allegations that Arvind Kejriwal made that the Yamuna water is being poisoned in Haryana by BJP leaders, and that is an attempt that the Aam Aadmi Party tried to stop so that poisoned water does not reach the homes of Delhi. The poll panel put out certain questions for Arvind Kejriwal, the latter casting aspersions on the poll panel. Kejriwal responded to EC's deadline that was set for 8 p.m. yesterday. He said that the poll panel was not satisfied with his response and then posed some more questions, setting another deadline for Arvind Kejriwal. Remember, he had said that the Yamuna water was highly toxic, it was contaminated. He said this was water terrorism. The EC said that these allegations promote disharmony and enmity. Kejriwal claimed that water from Haryana was extremely poisonous for human health. He in fact even went on to mock Nayaab Singh Saini's symbolic sip that he took from the Yamuna water on the border village of Haryana and Delhi yesterday. The Election Commission meanwhile asked him that what kind of poison do you think was mixed by Haryana government and is there any proof to substantiate that? Kejriwal then said that there is untreated waste dumping that is the root cause of this contamination. The poll panel asked him if there was any supporting evidence about this poison or the quality of the poison. Arvind Kejriwal cited public health crisis. He said it was an unprecedented level. To which the Election Commission simply asked him to respond of where exactly was this location where the poison was found, and if it was indeed found, what is it that the state government or Arvind Kejriwal did to ensure that that water does not reach the homes of people here in the national capital. Arvind Kejriwal said that he wants the EC to pass directions to Haryana to ensure that clean water comes into the national capital. The Aam Aadmi Party was then asked to submit an evidence report by 11 a.m. on Friday, which is tomorrow. So the back and forth between Arvind Kejriwal and the Election Commission continues, and that has only armed the BJP and the Congress, both rivals of Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party in the upcoming elections. In fact, Rahul Gandhi has just a short while ago put out a video asking Arvind Kejriwal what happened to his promises of a clean Yamuna.
ईसीआई राजनीति कर रहा है। क्यों? क्योंकि राजीव कुमार को पोस्ट रिटायरमेंट 28 फरवरी को पोस्ट रिटायरमेंट उनको नौकरी चाहिए। मैं राजीव कुमार जी को कहना चाहता हूं, इतिहास उन्हें माफ नहीं करेगा। जितना कबाड़ा राजीव कुमार जी ने इलेक्शन कमीशन का किया है, मुझे लगता नहीं कि भारत के इतिहास में इलेक्शन कमीशन का इतना कभी कबाड़ा हुआ है। मुझे पता है ये 2 दिन के अंदर मुझे जेल में डालेंगे, डाल दे मुझे जेल के अंदर। मैं 3 बोतलें इलेक्शन कमीशन के लिए भी भेज दूंगा। हमारे पास 20 बोतलें हैं, कल रात को हमने लैब में बनवाई है। 20 बोतलों का पानी में 3 बोतलें राजीव कुमार जी को भेज दूंगा। वो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में तीनों इलेक्शन कमिश्नर पी के दिखा दें, हम मान जाएंगे कि हमने गलती की है।
एक प्रदेश को दूसरे प्रदेश से लड़ाने का काम, ये क्या राष्ट्र विरोधी काम है कि नहीं है? ये सोरोस के व्यक्ति बन रहे हैं कि नहीं बन रहे हैं? ये सोरोस के एजेंडा को फॉलो कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं? मित्रों, ये अर्बन नक्सल, ये देश को कमजोर करने वाले, इस तरीके के वक्तव्य देने वाले नेताओं को राजनीति से इनकी छुट्टी करने का दिन 5 फरवरी है। याद रखना, 5 फरवरी।
पानी को फिल्टर करने की जिम्मेदारी उनकी है, वो कर नहीं पा रहे हैं और उनका ध्यान बहाने बनाना।
Let's open this up. RP Singh, national spokesperson of the BJP, is with us. Ashpreet Kadyal, spokesperson of the Congress. Anmol Pawar, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, and senior journalist R. Rajgopalan is with us as well. Anmol Pawar, let me begin by asking you, the Election Commission and casting aspersions on the Chief Election Commissioner, how valid is that? This is the same Election Commission that has handed out wins to the Aam Aadmi Party at least on 2 occasions here in Delhi and in Punjab. But today, all you can see, all the Aam Aadmi Party can see is the CEC wanting a cushy job. Why is that?
It is the same election commission which did not take any action when Pravesh Verma, who admitted before the national media that he is bribing the voters, giving 1100 rupees to the women voters. It is the same election commission who did not take any action when he was distributing bed sheets, shoes, gold chains. It is the same election commission which had not taken any action against Kailash Gehlot, in whose office hoards of money has been found. वहाँ पे लाखों करोड़ों रुपए मिले हैं, but they are not taking any action. It is the same election commission who, despite having clinching evidence, yesterday it was the CM of Haryana who demonstrated that the water that is being released from Haryana is poisonous, because he pretended to drink it, but promptly he spit it out. Immediately, you might have seen in the visuals as well.
And if you saw the visuals completely, Mr. Pawar, then you would have seen him take that water in and swallow it as well. Or is it just the first 10 seconds of the video that you want to concentrate on?
He was seen spitting the water. It is the same election commission which disregarded this letter by the CEO of DJB, which says that the ammonia levels in river Yamuna is 7 ppm. It is the same election commission which is not considering the fact that after we raised this issue, after we highlighted the dirty politics of Bharatiya Janata Party, the ammonia level gradually decreased to 3 ppm today.
Okay, let's set the record straight here. Okay, Anmol Pawar, let me ask you. Okay, Anmol Pawar, let me ask you this one thing about Pravesh Verma. The Election Commission did ask for an investigation in that. Keep that aside. Let's talk about Yamuna and the ammonia levels.
Why are they not taking any action?
But action hasn't been taken against Mr. Kejriwal either, and you're talking about, so if there is no alacrity in this case, there's no alacrity in this case either. Okay, but hear me out. Anmol Pawar, the ammonia levels that you speak of, is this something that the Delhi Jal Board has raised in the past as well? Yes or no? Last year, the year before that the levels of ammonia are at about 5 or 6 ppm. Is that something that Delhi Jal Board has raised in the past?
In 2021 also, there was a matter which was before the Supreme Court, wherein the amicus curiae, Meenakshi Arora, she admitted that the sewage treatment plants of Haryana government are not working. Yesterday, day before yesterday, our Honorable Chief Minister Atishi ji, he called the CM of Haryana 3-4 times, but he didn't respond. She wanted to tell the Haryana CM that the water which they are releasing is contaminated. But because this was done deliberately, because there are more
How do you know this was deliberately done? Where is the Where is the proof of that? That's exactly what the Election Commission is asking you. The levels of ammonia in Yamuna are on an increase every single winter. This is something that the Delhi Jal Board has also said, that every single winter, because of the kind of weather, because the water does not travel downstream, there is a lull in how the water travels, which is why ammonia levels increase. Is this not an issue that comes up every single year?
We are still in the midst of a winter season. How is it that ammonia level gradually decreased to 3 today? एक दिन में 7 से 3 कैसे हो गया? ये चमत्कार कैसे हो गया? मैं जानना चाहता हूँ.
आरपी सिंह, चमत्कार भी आपने किया, पॉइजन भी बीजेपी ने डाला, ये सारी बीजेपी की साजिश है.
पहली बात तो इनको सनातन की जानकारी नहीं. जब भी कोई स्वच्छ जल या कोई जल लेते हैं तो हम लोग पहले कुल्ला करते हैं. मुख्यमंत्री ने कुल्ला किया, उसका फिर जल लिया. वो पूरा वीडियो देखा नहीं इन्होंने, और ये अपना एडिटेड वीडियो चला रहे हैं. ये राजनीति है, इससे इनको ये अर्बन नक्सल लोगों को सनातन से क्या लेना देना.
ANI ने अपलोड किया.
Okay, he heard you patiently, Anmol Pawar. Let's not talk over each other. Let him finish his point. I'll give you your time to rebut.
See, if he speaks in between, I'll
RP Singh, go ahead. Go ahead, RP Singh.
So, वो पूरा आप यू आर रनिंग द कंप्लीट वीडियो, एंड इन दैट इज क्लियर कि वो पहले उन्होंने कुल्ला मतलब एक उन्होंने मुंह साफ करना होता है, उसके बाद पानी जल लेते हैं. ये प्रोसीजर है, सनातनी प्रोसीजर है, पर इनको सबसे लेना देना नहीं. परंतु कमिंग टू द इशू, आई गिव अ चैलेंज टू मिस्टर अनमोल पवार. राइट नाउ प्लीज आस्क योर कैमरामैन टू accompany us to Palla, and then let's have water from Palla. I'll drink a complete glass of water from Palla. And thereafter, if I live, Mr. Pawar should quit and Mr. Kejriwal should quit politics. If I die, they can go and chest thump and say, oh, we said so, the water is poisonous. One. Secondly, I have got the water from Okhla Barrage today. this is the level of water in Okhla barrage. I give a challenge to Mr. Pawar and his leader, Mr. Kejriwal. Let them drink this water. Let them rinse their mouth and then drink this water from Okhla barrage. This is the state. This is the water from Okhla barrage. So this is, and why it is so? Because the ammonia level at Okhla barrage is 56.1. And when it's released from Palla, it was 5.5. Last year, same time, 31st December, the ammonia level was 10. Even this year, ammonia level was 31st December was some 7.8. Because it's politics. They're just doing politics and nothing else. And then because they have to create some sort of news, and then for that they can go to this extent, they can pitch a state versus state, because they know that that is easy for them and they want to win election. That's why create some fear psychosis among the people of Delhi. How many drains go into Yamuna in Delhi, Mr. Pawar, and how many are being treated in Delhi? How many are left without treatment in Delhi? And why at Okhla your ammonia level is 56.1? Even today, I'm giving you a report which I have got today from a private agency. So this is the state of the affair. But yes,
Private agency working in BJP office.
Please.
Why is anything, Anmol Pawar, that goes against you a BJP stooge, a BJP mechanism, but everything that the Aam Aadmi Party says, even without proof, is valid?
Let them take the government agency there at the Okhla barrage. Or Mr. Pawar, you come with me and drink the water. I'll come with you at Palla and drink the water. This is a challenge.
Okay, Anmol Pawar, the BJP may be out to get you. As per you, the BJP is trying to sabotage you and the people of the national capital. But the Congress also believes exactly that. Arshpreet Kadyal, we had Rahul Gandhi just a short while ago put out this video. And there Arvind Kejriwal, what exactly happened to his promise of drinking from Yamuna, of taking a bath in Yamuna? Because Yamuna is not a nadi, it's a nala.
See, number one, what is the credibility of Mr. Kejriwal? He's someone who at first said that we'll clean Yamuna, and after that he had admitted that he could not clean it. And he's someone who has gone to jail, spent 5 to 6 months there, and has admitted to all the other failures also that they could not deliver, yet they had promised. And as far as the claims are concerned, first, the timing of it is very, very controversial. You see, in so many years, the Aam Aadmi Party did not bring it up, this specific issue. And now that the elections are right about the corner, they have brought it up. It's very clear that the timing is to be looked at. And number two, I would want to know it from the Aam Aadmi Party. What is the basis to this? What is the scientific proof to this? Have you gotten some investigation done, qua this? Or have you gotten some reports from the FSL? Or is it just another concoction of the Aam Aadmi Party that we have been seeing from the last many days, many weeks? And next is that the Aam Aadmi Party should also tell this. If this is such a big issue and this has been happening for a very long time, then why did you not do anything in the 3 terms that you've had? Nothing at all whatsoever has been done by you. Does it not expose you? Does it not show your failure? Does it not show that you're incompetent to lead Delhi? And next is that desperate times call for desperate measures. The Aam Aadmi Party knows there is massive anti-incumbency, that they failed the people of Delhi and now they're going to be ousted. So therefore, they're coming up with anything and just everything, such statements. And then the vehicle that was recovered yesterday, which had a Punjab Sarkar sticker on top of it, a Punjab government sticker. And then, when it was searched, there was cash, there was liquor, and there was Aam Aadmi Party's pamphlets. And similar things have also been witnessed in Punjab elections, for example, the bypolls that happened, Jalandhar bypoll, etc. So the Aam Aadmi Party should come clean. They should apologize for every wrong that they've done and said. And next is that the people should be able to connect the dots. On one side, there are allegedly raids being conducted. What the Aam Aadmi Party said is that a raid has been conducted by the Election Commission at Kabutla House, which is the residence of the Chief Minister of Punjab. Now, first a car gets recovered, which has Punjab government sticker. Then a raid happens of the Election Commission, and Election Commission is a very senior body. And of course, they would have seen something substantial if it has actually happened. The raid has actually happened, given the claims of the Aam Aadmi Party and given the claims of the Aam Aadmi Party's leaders. there would have been something that the election commission would have seen, right? Something substantial. And the
But the election commission is behaving at the behest of the BJP is the allegation the Aam Aadmi Party makes. Anmol Pawar, before I get in Arraj Gopalan as well, quick rebuttal from you. Anmol Pawar, is Arshpreet Kadyal also now a BJP stooge? Because he also is questioning exactly that. Of where is the evidence? The BJP is out to get you. The election commission is behaving at the behest of the BJP. Is the Congress also doing the same thing for you?
We have been saying that in Delhi, Congress और भाजपा का पति पत्नी का रिश्ता है. The Congress spokesperson read the script which is being.
राहुल गांधी दिल्ली के नेता नहीं है सर.
Now
राहुल गांधी इस देश के लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन है, जिसके साथ आप अलायंस में हो.
आप राहुल गांधी का गुणगान करिए, हमें बात नहीं करनी.
गुणगान करने की बात ही नहीं है सर. वो लीडर ऑफ ऑपोजिशन है या नहीं है? इट्स अ फैक्ट.
Let me.
He leads the opposition of which you are a part. He too is questioning you.
Let me. आप राहुल गांधी की बड़ी चिंता कर रहे हैं. Let me answer.
चिंता तो हम सर दिल्ली के वोटर्स की कर रहे हैं.
मुझे तो सुनिए ना, वोटर्स को सच्चाई बताने दो. फिर आज रुको,
बताइए.
See the reality. The car which was yesterday apprehended by Delhi police, it's a fake, it had a fake number plate. It was planted by Bharatiya Janata Party because the registration number itself reveals that it was a Ford EcoSport which was registered in a name of an army personnel which resides in Maharashtra. तो ये जो झूठ का ये ताना बाना बुना जा रहा है ना, they have been exposed very badly and the government of Punjab has also clarified after checking the official
बीजेपी ने किया है या दिल्ली पुलिस और ईसी ने किया है?
हाँ जी,
ये vehicle seizure,
can you repeat your question?
the vehicle seizure from the one that bears a fake number plate, was that done by BJP leaders in Delhi or was that done by the Delhi police and the EC? Is the EC not investigating that?
The Delhi police or the election commission or the BJP, they are the same agency. ये तो तीनों मिले हुए हैं. That is what we are witnessing today. भारतीय जनता पार्टी is blatantly violating the model code of conduct. उनके ऊपर कोई कार्रवाई नहीं होगी. The government of Punjab has very clearly said that no such vehicle has ever been hired or is being used.
Fair enough.
और उसके बावजूद ये कह रहे हैं पंजाब का है. What they have apprehended is a Hyundai Creta. The car is registered in the name of Major Anubhav,
so I'll take your point.
which is a Ford EcoSport.
I'll take your point that the car registration, the make and model do not match. So it's a fake number plate, a forged one. But when you say the BJP has planted it there, where is the proof of that? Or that the BJP is poisoning Yamuna, where is the proof of that?
And why was our pamphlets there in the car? What were the pamphlets doing?
What is नहीं आज कांग्रेस के प्रवक्ता की भाजपा कार्यालय में ब्रीफिंग सही से नहीं हुई.
अरे ऐसा लग रहा है
सर कांग्रेस के स्पोक्सपर्सन जब इंडिया ब्लॉक की तरफदारी कर रहे थे 6 या 8 महीने पहले, तब तो आपको कोई दिक्कत नहीं थी. But Raj Gopalan, let me get you in as well. You've been patiently waiting and I thank you for that. But amidst all of this cacophony that we see, if I can call it that, just 5 days ahead of elections, is this just really fear-mongering? Is this something that is not on the voters' mind but is being drilled into their mind that there is water terrorism, that there is some sort of genocide that could have happened but we stopped it? Because everybody can see what's the situation on River Yamuna. Everybody can see the fraud that comes in every few months, every single year.
Poonam, Aam Aadmi Party is at the receiving end. They are losing very badly. That is why they are shifting the goalpost from water terrorism to election commission. Now he is blaming election commission that he wants to have a after the retirement. This type of canards, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal should not be spearheading. And second thing, the real politics is not being highlighted properly because Arvind Kejriwal is a bundle of liars and he does all sorts of dramas, everything. He's sending a bottle to Amit Shah house and AC house. What is the use of his, drama watching that? Therefore, election commission should tomorrow morning cancel Arvind Kejriwal's election. That is the only one way out because election commission future strategy should be, from my understanding, having covered the election commission for many years, it is going to be very, very tricky job for Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. His election may be countermanded or his election may be postponed or his election may be, he may be stopped to canvass from the election campaigning. So these are all three aspects Mr. Rajvi Kumar, the Chief Election Commission, may take. Any amount of heckling or heckling the Rajvi Kumar is not going to result much votes among the public, because Aam Aadmi Party lost its relevance in Delhi. After 10 years of its rule, still Yamuna is having these foams, ammonia water.
RP Singh, the BJP has often been criticized now by the Aam Aadmi Party, but even during Lok Sabha elections, we had a united opposition that has often criticized the BJP, slammed the BJP for usurping all of these agencies that the country has, all of which are supposed to be independent, in this case, the Election Commission.
Well, Hindi में कहावत है खिसानी बिल्ली खंबा नोचे. There is no other option, because now they are blaming Election Commission for the conduct of Election Commission. After election, when they lose, they will talk about the EVMs. But coming to the issue of Anmol Pawar, Anmol Pawar, sir, आज आप चंडीगढ़ में इलेक्शन इकट्ठे लड़े ना आज ही. I mean, go through your website, please, Poonam. On your website, it is mentioned that BJP defeats Aam Aadmi Party Congress alliance in Punjab and Chandigarh. So they can do whatever they want to do. They can.
तो आप लड़े हैं, भाजपा कांग्रेस साथ लड़े हैं वहाँ पे.
Okay, let's not speak over each other, Mr. Pawar. I requested you earlier on as well. I have very limited time on this. Everybody will get there, so let him finish, please. RP Singh.
Please, this is a very serious debate and conducted by Poonam, not Ravi. I mean, it's not an urban Naxal
Go ahead.
theatre.
Okay, let's not take personal pot shots. RP Singh, go ahead. Make your point, please.
I never interrupted him when he was speaking. So, only thing is
Mr. Pawar, please.
और कोई काम नहीं है.
Please, let's keep this civil. Let's not interrupt anyone. Let's not take personal pot shots at anyone. And I stopped him over that, Mr. Pawar, like I stopped you as well. RP Singh, go ahead.
So, issue is that they are together in Chandigarh. They are fighting against each other here. We don't know what is exactly they are up to. But that's not our concern. Concern is that when you do a false propaganda, and where you try to pitch state versus state, Haryana versus Delhi. I mean, there are my family member stays in Haryana. So I'll accuse them of poisoning the water in Delhi. So this is the problem. And then he's good at it. He thinks he can probably garner sympathy. But fact is that day by day, he's being caught in his own web. Now he has no answers to who poisoned the water, where was ammonia released, how did ammonia increase. Well, you need to give some evidence for that. As I told, ammonia level at Okhla barrage is 56.2. Let them send their agency tomorrow and let them make it public. Or I give a challenge again. I reiterate my challenge. Let's go to Palla, I'll drink water. Let's go to Okhla barrage. Let Mr. Pawar drink water.
Sure. So, Raj Gopalan, then has the focus come back on Yamuna, and that's something that will be counterproductive? Like Arvind Kejriwal tried to rake up this issue to turn the tables on the BJP, but now everybody else has turned the tables on the Aam Aadmi Party, asking them if Yamuna in fact is this contaminated. What have you done for the last 10 years in power? Mr. Raj Gopalan.
Yeah, sorry, I did not hear you. Now, Aam Aadmi Party caught in a very, very, very bad situation, Poonam. My understanding is Aam Aadmi Party will not wriggle out of it. Tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, Election Commission is going to give a stringent, warning to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and stop him from canvassing, or the election may be postponed also. So things are that.
What the Election Commission decides to do, we'll find out tomorrow. It's possible that the Election Commission finds merit in Arvind Kejriwal if they do actually give that proof. But Arshpreet Kadia, last 30 seconds. Do you think the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal will give that proof? Because the response that was given to the EC yesterday, that only prompted more questions.
Well, the fact of the matter is that the Aam Aadmi Party is big on words and very small on action. And you'll see it. This very claim that I have 3 bottles packed, you can take it and you can show us that you can drink it. I mean, on one hand, you said that all the people of Delhi are going to be infected because of the water. And now, why do you need 3 bottles? It should be out there in Yamuna, na, as per your claim. So he is contradicting himself. बौखलाहट है, घबराहट है, डर है हार का, और ये डर होना भी चाहिए, because the people of Delhi are done with Aam Aadmi Party. They know that the Bharatiya Janata Party, the BJP knows that they haven't seen power in the last 27 years, won't be seeing it for another 27 years. But the Aam Aadmi Party knows that the people are done with them. They can't take Aam Aadmi Party anymore. This is their last term, and after this they won't ever be seen. That's why Mr. Kejriwal is doing anything and everything that he can do, because like I said, desperate times call for desperate measures. These are only desperate measures. won't yield any results though, because the people of Delhi are smart enough to see, that the Aam Aadmi Party government hasn't acted on what they're saying. Unki government thi, they could have done anything anything and everything that they're talking about now. If there was a problem with this, they should have launched an inquiry a long time ago. No inquiry was launched. If this was a problem, they should have said it back in the day. Years ago, they did not say that. Then Mr. Kejriwal, when it's right, the election is right at the corner, he makes this big claim and says that the people of Delhi are being infected and I won't let that happen. He's trying to do two things. One, he's trying to basically, just one thing, he's trying to basically play the victim card in order to gain sympathy. And number two, he's trying to basically paint the other people as enemies, the opponents as enemies, that all the other parties are basically,
and it's one thing to make allegations against your opponents. It's quite another to accuse them of wanting to kill people or make them seriously ill, the people of another state. And that's where the line should be drawn, especially by a politician, by somebody who's been the chief minister. Unfortunately, I'm completely out of time. I thank you all, gentlemen, for joining us here on this discussion on The Right Stand. It is time for a quick break here, but on the other side, we're going to get you details of a stunning NCRB report, and the data is out, which shows that illegal Bangladeshis are behind, are topping the list as far as crimes committed by foreigners in India is concerned. Does that mean we now need to have a stronger mechanism to oust these illegals? This also comes in the backdrop of elections in Delhi and the influx and infiltration and concerns over that have been raised in the national capital. Will naysayers finally admit that there is a problem and solution needs to be found? We'll get you answers for that.
So finally, the Vande Bharat train is in Kashmir, and today, as part of the trial, the train is right now going through this picturesque valley of Kashmir, and my VJ will show you outside these snow-capped mountains, and the sort of mesmerizing view that I'm going to witness on this train journey is unimaginable. It's a trial run of Vande Bharat train, and historic one, given the fact that for the first time, J&K, particularly the Kashmir Valley, actually is going to get connected by train to the rest of the country. It was in the 70s for the first time Jammu got connected with the train to the rest of the country. Before that, history has that it used to go to Sialkot, which is in Pakistan. But now, for the first time, the railway has finally got the Vande Bharat train. You will notice here it has been specially designed. These windows are heated, so if there is snowfall, it will ensure that there is no snow that hampers your view. There is heating, there is air conditioning, there is maximum comfort, and there are other small tweakings done by the Indian Railway to ensure that this Vande Bharat train runs smooth in Kashmir. There was an internal train which used to run, which was inaugurated during the UPA time, but then after several years, this project was ongoing, and this is a major and a massive project that is ongoing, which is now just completed actually, and we might hear the inauguration taking place very soon. And it's a very comfortable seating that we notice here, and if you look at around me, it feels like it's going smooth. Must be going 80 plus at the moment at the speed, but it looks very smooth and comfortable ride. Now this train will pass through 38 tunnels, which covers more than 115 plus kilometers of your journey once you start from Katra. But people have been saying that what they actually need is a direct rail between Delhi to Srinagar, and that will actually help tourism, that will actually help people commute, students and people from all walks of the life. But nonetheless, this project is landmark and historic, which will soon be inaugurated, and the country will have for the first time access to Kashmir through the road link, and people would have to actually buy air tickets during the winter time at a very high cost. But now with the train coming to Kashmir, you will have comfort and luxury to travel outside. But there are issues. People want the train should come to Kashmir directly instead of stopping in Katra, and it should directly come to Kashmir. One has to see that what happens with that. But yes, this project has been massive. There are bridges, including the iconic Chenab Bridge, which has a length of 130, 113, 1.15 meters and has an arch span of 467 meters, and this is around this is actually 35 meters taller than the Eiffel Tower, and is a massive engineering work that has been done. You will notice here that this goes through the beautiful valley of Kashmir, and in the months of snow you will miss riding Vande Bharat if you are not commuting through it. But there are major challenges. Will boost economy, this will boost tourism, but the challenge right now is to make sure that this train comes directly from Delhi to Srinagar and does not make a lot of stop, because it is in Katra that you have to change. But the government wants, including the Chief Minister, and they have written, they possibly communicated the message that this train should directly commute from Delhi to Srinagar, ensure that people get the best of travel. And so I'll show you one more thing. My VJ will come with me. You'll see, as part of the security, CCTV cameras are placed around everywhere. And CCTV cameras have been placed there, and you will also get a touch of heating. It's cold outside, but it's hot inside, it feels warm inside. And there are also security personnel deployed inside this Vande Bharat train. It's a massive infrastructure push that the government has been trying to pursue in Kashmir Valley to ensure that this railway finally comes to Kashmir. And what we also know is that this Vande Bharat train will initially go between Katra to Srinagar station, but the demand is coming from people. They should have a direct rail link from Delhi to Kashmir, so that this trail link will be helpful for not only the businesses but also for the commuters who want to travel hassle-free during the winter time when the airfares are very high, and will help the tourism economy of Kashmir. You will notice here that you can keep your stuff up there, and there are window seats which will give a panoramic view of Kashmir Valley, which is something which people have been desiring and dreaming. And there are 38 tunnels through which it will pass, which have 38 tunnels have a length of 119 kilometers. So major part of it will be inside the tunnel, and it has been ensured that despite the bad weather and harsh weather conditions,
Thank you for staying with us. After an illegal Bangladeshi was arrested in the self-stabbing saga, and there have been raids and checks that are being conducted here in the national capital over the influx of illegal migrants, the focus is back on how they're entering India using porous borders. Bharat is relentless on its action against this influx. CNN News 18 has now accessed crucial NCRB records that reveal sensational details about these crime statistics. Bangladeshis top the list of foreigners committing crimes here in the country. They've committed at least 55% of foreigner-related crimes over the last 2 years, dating from 2020 to 2022. That's what the data suggests. The data also shows the Bangladeshis are behind the highest violations of Passport Act and foreigners' registration laws in the country. Nearly 55% of all accused in these crimes either hail from Bangladesh or have strong links to the country. The implications of this could be troubling. The implications could also be far-reaching. What exactly does India need to do to fight this menace? Let's open this up. Joining me on this broadcast, Professor Madhav Nalapat, Vice Chair, Manipal Advanced Research Group is with us. Former IGBSF, R.K. Bhargava is with us as well. Mr. Bhargava, let me begin by asking you, you've seen this menace, you've seen how to combat it, and your testament to why this needs to be dealt with a stronger hand, with a far more iron grip than perhaps we are. This is a data that has come to the fore from 2020 to 2022. Since then, we've seen a lot happen in Bangladesh, including what happened last year and the influx of people that were wanting to come in. Is it likely that this is just the tip of the iceberg?
Yes, I feel that it is the tip of the iceberg. Number one. Number two, as you said, is it very important or what? Now the Bangladeshis, they come to India and they go to all corners of the country, they mix up with the local people, and then it becomes very difficult to identify them. As far as the general perception is that that about 1 crore to 2 crore Bangladeshis have infiltrated and are staying in different corners of the country. Now the question is how it can be stopped. Now let me tell you one thing, that the influx of Bangladeshi was more, say about 15 to 20 years back. Reason was the Bangladesh was a very poor country, and for them the India was the only place where they could get jobs, number one. Number two, there was no fence that time. The fence came after 1998, the fence came, but still a number of places, the number of spots are such that it can be easily negotiated from Bangladesh to India. Those borders are basically the riverine border where they can cross with a boat or with the help of these what you call that banana stems. That is one of the reason that we are unable to stop them. Now, as far as the crossing the fence is concerned, they have devised number of ways to cross the fencing. Of course, now there are some black sheep also in BSF who facilitate their movement from Bangladesh to India for some money by opening the gate. But that is one story, but it doesn't mean that they have very free access to from Bangladesh to India, or the BSF is helping them. At present, the situation is slightly better, rather not slightly, I say it is much better compared to what was there about 5, 6 or 20 years back. Now it is difficult to cross the fencing. Of course, they can still cross, as I said, but it is not so easy. Now the present situation in Bangladesh is such that not only the Muslims, the Hindus are also coming. The Muslims came in search of job. Hindus are coming because they are being they are having very tough time there. Now the Bangladeshis who came some 20, 25 years or even 30 years back, they all came here, as I said, for in search of job. Now these Bangladeshis, they came here, but they had no affinity with this country. They were still Amar Bangla type. So for them, committing a petty crime was very natural. They never felt any guilt that we are committing some crime. Now the question comes that you say that 50% of the crimes by the foreigners committed are by Bangladeshis. Yes, if there are about 1 crore plus Bangladeshis here, naturally the rate of crime will be more. Of course, now there is Nigeria also. They say that Nigeria is number 2. But you see, Nigerians are just few thousands. They are not even in lakhs, and they are mostly in metropolitan cities, big cities, where the Bangladeshis are in villages, in small towns also, where they can just where they get involved in petty crimes like theft, like you can say some dacoity, because they feel that this is one way of earning some money, because they were not getting jobs very easily.
It could be about petty crimes. Maybe that's how it started. But is it of a larger concern if this could snowball any further? Professor Nalpat, what is your opinion on that?
Well, I'd like to say that I'm surprised anyone is surprised by this data, for the simple reason that 30 years ago in Kolkata, I was told that for a genuine citizen of India, it's very difficult to get an Indian passport. Very, very difficult. For a Bangladeshi illegal, it was very simple to get an Indian passport, because even in the regional offices and the verification processes, illegal Bangladeshis were involved. So I'm talking of 3 decades ago. So heaven knows when this influx started, but it certainly has happened over a period much longer than 3 decades, and has gone on uninterrupted. I mean, this figure that the distinguished police officer is saying of 2 crores is extremely alarming. And may I point out that they are used to by others to commit crimes. They commit they leave their Bangladeshi passports in Bangladesh, illegally come to India, then they, as has correctly been said, they don't know what to do. So they are asked to commit a crime in exchange for money. They willingly accept, they commit the crime and then escape to Bangladesh. So this 55% that has been discovered is probably a much smaller percentage than the actual percentage. There's no question that's a serious security risk. And now that is coming out in Technicolor in Bangladesh. even way back in the past, communal rioting was very common there. Even before partition, some of the most terrible communal riots in which members of a particular community were massacred took place in undivided Bengal. And the problem is that today communal forces are completely on the ascendant in Bangladesh. They run the government, they run the system. And we have got Pakistan sending, all kinds of shipments of equipment, very likely arms and other equipment, so that they become used as the fifth column that can commit acts of violence rather than Pakistanis or anybody else. So it is indeed a very serious problem, and I think we need to pay as much attention to it as is being paid in the United States under Donald Trump to the problem of illegal immigration. For a simple reason, it's a massive security threat. And the people who are now coming across, or the people who have basically come across and have been, in a sense, indoctrinated, they will be capable of the most violent and terroristic acts if they get an opportunity. Bangladesh, the whole eruption of violence took place when they got an opportunity. Till then, they were lying low. The same problem is there in every country where there are hidden groups of this kind of extremism. And I think we have to be extremely cautious. We have to identify people who have come in.
Professor Nalapat, sorry to interrupt you there, but I just want to ask you this, that, we've often spoken of, and there has been often a debate over Rohingya Muslims and the influx and the infiltration on that end of how there have been, especially in Delhi here, there have been these colonies and settlements where there are scores of them and they've been living here illegally for years together now. The fact that Myanmar is not a country that comes on that NCRB list, how do you read that?
Look, the fact of the matter is Myanmar does not call them Myanmaris for a simple reason that they are ethnic Bangladeshis. And quite frankly, they are Bangladeshis and they need to be treated as such. And among that group, there was a very violent agitation involving a lot of murder and violence to have an independent Rohingya state out of Myanmar. And that is when a crackdown happened by the Myanmarese authorities on the Rohingya, and Rohingya left helter-skelter to all kinds of places, including in India. It's interesting to note that there are colonies in Jammu, for example, in which people have been incentivized to settle down, comprising numbers of Rohingya. The same situation is there across the country. So this again is a very grave risk. It's not a question of Hindu and Muslim. We are a country with the second largest Muslim population. Overall, they are overwhelmingly modern and moderate. They are a credit to the country, as are Hindus, Christians, Buddhists, Jains, and other groups. But it is a question of religious extremism, and religious extremism fanned by the flames of fundamentalism. And when that mixture starts combusting, when it gets an opportunity, it will then begin to the combustible material will burst into flame. And that's when the problem will start. So we have to catch it before the situation develops to such an extent that it bursts into flame.
R.K. Bhargava, how can we stop that situation from coming to a head then? The borders remain porous. That's something that we are trying to deal with, but not much can be done on that front. Do we then need stricter laws, stricter mechanism to deal with them, to deport them as soon as possible?
As far as the porous border is concerned, yes, year by year, we are improving our security on the borders. Even where it is porous, we are putting some sort of obstacle, some sort of system so that they cannot cross. So as I said, now it is not so easy to cross into India from Bangladesh. Yes, still the sneakers are there. They cross into the India with their family, with everything, that is okay, but it is not on that mass scale. The requirement of identifying them in all the cities lies with the concerned state governments. Unless they pull up their socks, they cannot be stopped, they cannot be identified. As far as deporting is concerned, well, I think for that we have to take the Bangladesh into confidence, because it is not so easy to deport them. After all, we cannot put them in a plane load and say, okay, you go and go to Dhaka and
absolutely, and given the flux politically that Bangladesh is seeing, it's only going to be a much tougher task. But having said that, there has to be a mechanism in place, and India, of course, is going to be looking at that. Unfortunately, I'm completely out of time, so I have to leave it there. But I thank you both gentlemen for joining us here on The Right Stand. It is time for a quick break, but on the other side, we'll get you the expectations from this year's budget, which Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will be presenting in 2 days from now on the 1st of February. What's on your wish list? I'll explain that on the other side.
So finally, the Vande Bharat train is in Kashmir, and today, as part of the trial, the train is right now going through this picturesque valley of Kashmir. And my VJ will show you outside these snow-capped mountains, and the sort of mesmerizing view that I'm going to witness on this train journey is unimaginable. It's a trial run of Vande Bharat train, and historic one, given the fact that for the first time, J&K, particularly the Kashmir Valley, actually is going to get connected by train to the rest of the country. It was in the 70s for the first time Jammu got connected with the train to the rest of the country. Before that, history has that it used to go to Sialkot, which is in Pakistan. But now, for the first time, the railway has finally got the Vande Bharat train. You will notice here it has been specially designed. These windows are heated, so if there is snowfall, it will ensure that there is no snow that hampers your view. There is heating, there is air conditioning, there is maximum comfort, and there are other small tweakings done by the Indian Railway to ensure that this Vande Bharat train runs smooth in Kashmir. There was an internal train which used to run, which was inaugurated during the UPA time, but then after several years, this project was ongoing, and this is a major and a massive project that is ongoing, which is now just completed actually, and we might hear the inauguration taking place very soon. And it's a very comfortable seating that we notice here, and if you look at around me, it feels like it's going smooth. Must be going 80 plus at the moment at the speed, but it looks very smooth and comfortable ride. Now this train will pass through 38 tunnels, which covers more than 115 plus kilometers of your journey once you start from Katra. But people have been saying that what they actually need is a direct rail between Delhi to Srinagar, and that will actually help tourism, that will actually help people commute, students and people from all walks of the life. But nonetheless, this project is landmark and historic, which will soon be inaugurated, and the country will have for the first time access to Kashmir through the road link, and people would have to actually buy air tickets during the winter time at a very high cost. But now with the train coming to Kashmir, you will have comfort and luxury to travel outside. But there are issues. People want the train should come to Kashmir directly instead of stopping in Katra, and it should directly come to Kashmir. One has to see that what happens with that. But yes, this project has been massive. There are bridges, including the iconic Chenab Bridge, which has a length of 1315 meters and has an arch span of 467 meters. And this is this is actually 35 meters taller than the Eiffel Tower, and is a massive engineering work that has been done. You will notice here that this goes through the beautiful valley of Kashmir, and in the months of snow, you will miss riding Vande Bharat if you are not commuting through it. But there are major challenges. Will boost economy, this will boost tourism. But the challenge right now is to make sure that this train comes directly from Delhi to Srinagar and does not make a lot of stops, because it is in Katra that you have to change. But the government wants, including the Chief Minister, and they have written, they possibly communicated the message that this train should directly commute from Delhi to Srinagar, ensure that people get the best of travel. And so I'll show you one more thing. My VJ will come with me. You'll see, as part of the security, CCTV cameras are placed around everywhere. And CCTV cameras have been placed there, and you will also get a touch of heating. It's cold outside, but it's hot inside, it feels warm inside, and there are also security personnel deployed inside this Vande Bharat train. It's a massive infrastructure push that the government has been trying to pursue in Kashmir Valley to ensure that this railway finally comes to Kashmir. And what we also know is that this Vande Bharat train will initially go between Katra.
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will deliver her annual budget speech on the 1st of February. This is her 8th budget speech, which in itself is a record. The Union Budget is one of the most significant financial statements presented by the Government of India. It outlines the country's estimated revenue and expenditure for the upcoming financial year. Now, before the budget, an equally important precursor is presented, which is known as the Economic Survey. While the Economic Survey provides a thorough evaluation of India's economic performance during the previous financial year, the budget delves on funding and goals for the coming financial year. The Economic Survey evaluates important economic indicators like India's GDP growth, which is a measure of the country's overall financial health and economic production. It assesses inflation rates, which impacts purchasing power of the country's citizens. The survey also monitors unemployment rates, labor market conditions, and job creation. Fiscal deficit is keenly watched on as well. The difference between government's revenue and expenditure is assessed in this very survey. Now let's talk about the budget itself. For millions of Indians, this budget boils down to one simple question: will income tax rates go down this year? Every year, India's middle-class taxpayer hopes for relief that would ease financial woes and policies that would enhance social security. More often than not, that does not happen. The middle-class taxpayer is left wanting. Could that change this year? Well, many believe there's definitely room for it. Inflation is proving to be stubborn. Prices of food remain high. Joblessness is also a concern. The government could lower tax rate themselves or raise the exemption limits, both of which would lead to a loss of tax revenue for the government. But many say that the centre has very few tools that are left to spur the economy, and easing the tax burden on the salaried class could give the economy a much needed boost, because that would mean more money in the hands of the citizens of this country. Now, key expectations of the Aam Aadmi include revisions to income tax slabs under the new tax regime. A major proposal on the middle class wish list is making annual income up to 10 lakh rupees tax-free if you choose to be under the new tax regime. Experts hope that an increase in the standard deduction limit on income tax, which would provide essential relief to middle-class families, it would also boost disposable income and would only encourage greater economic participation. Other sought-after tax reliefs include higher exemptions for home loan interest, tuition fees, insurance premiums. There's also a growing demand for introducing a voluntary NPS contribution deduction in the new regime. Now, currently, there are two tax regimes that you can choose from. Speculation is mounting whether Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman would actually bid farewell to the old one altogether. Over the last few years, there have been an indication to that extent too. Government believes that the new tax system promises simplicity, it gives more transparency, and has been nudging taxpayers to make that shift voluntarily rather than have a forced decision. That would mean incentivizing the new tax regime, which at the moment gives no deductions. Experts believe that potential changes to the standard deduction are on the anvil. Standard deduction allows salaried individuals to deduct a fixed amount from their gross salary, lowering the taxable income. Now, this deduction is capped at 50,000 rupees under the old regime and 75,000 under the new regime. The current limit in the new tax regime is seen as insufficient to counter rising costs. So, will there be a hike in that cap? It would not only ease tax burden but also encourage more taxpayers perhaps to shift to the new tax regime, which is exactly what the central government wants. Now, over the years, standard deduction has seen many changes. It was introduced in 1974 under Section 16 of the Income Tax Act to simplify tax compliance. Then in 2005, under the UPA, it was abolished in the Finance Act, leaving taxpayers without any benefit for over a decade. 13 years later, this provision was reintroduced at a cap of 40,000 rupees, replacing transport allowance and medical reimbursement. A year later, that was hiked in the interim budget to 50,000 rupees, benefiting both salaried class and pensioners alike. 2 years later, when the new tax regime came into effect, the 50,000 cap was applied to both regimes. And last year, a year later, it was raised to 75,000 only under the new regime. Now, expectations are high, but the finance minister needs to balance growth, welfare and economic stability. A second term for Donald Trump, China's expanding global influence and India's somewhat muted GDP growth makes Nirmala Sitharaman's job even tougher.
Good evening, you're watching Brass Tacks with me, Zakir Jacob. We're coming to you live from the CNN News 18 Primetime studio presented by Green Lamb Laminates. The National Crime Records Bureau has come out with a startling statistic that in the years starting 2020, 2021 and then 2022, of all the crimes committed by foreigners here on Indian soil, the maximum amount, more than 55%, were done by illegal Bangladeshis. Now, most of these crimes are either human trafficking, drug peddling, document fraud, like procuring fake Aadhaar cards, for example. These account for almost 90% of the crimes that these illegal migrants are accused of. There is an estimated more than 20 million illegal Bangladeshis living in India, and that is according to a report by the Ministry of Home Affairs way back in 2016. Obviously, much time has passed between then and now, so those numbers will likely have only gone up and gone up quite substantially. So, taking this threat seriously, and given the anti-immigration mood around the world, we're seeing that with Donald Trump in America, we're seeing that across Europe. Finally, the Modi government is waking up. It is planning to bring a foreigners' anti-immigration bill in the upcoming session of Parliament. We'll have breaking details of what could possibly be in this bill, the foreigners' anti-immigration bill, which is likely to come up in the upcoming budget session of Parliament. The big question is, will this, and if